discuss the revisions in the calendar. If you have any questions from RTA's viewpoint, please ask. RTA recommends adopting the calendar as presented in your packet. Next are items 10A and B, the initial proposals for negotiations by RTA and the district. As per the collective bargaining agreement, RTA and the district may reopen up to 3 articles of the CBA in addition to compensation and health and welfare benefits. RTA proposes changes in Article 19, hours and days of work, Article 20, class size, and Article 15, evaluations. These will be in addition to Articles 21, compensation, and Article 22, health and welfare benefits. As Mrs. Gaines was mentioning earlier, in some small way, I am disappointed that I will no longer be part of the negotiations team. I leave negotiations in the capable hands of co-chairs Tammy Starkey and Sherry Titus. Tammy and Sherry are veteran teachers that have devoted their careers to the students of Southern Kern Unified. Both have served on the negotiations team for RTA many times and for many years. I'm sure they will use their experience to work with Mrs. Gaines and her team to find an early and amicable settlement for negotiations, as long as the district agrees to everything we propose. Finally is item 13D, to approve resolution 21-22-16. The RTA Executive Board has discussed Ed Code 46-148 informally. The consensus is Roseman should be declared a rural community, and the board should seek an exemption to the Ed Code, allowing Southern Kern to keep the current start time at the high school. And that's it. Thank you very much.
And do we have anybody from SKUSD? I don't see anybody. We don't have a student here, so we can go by that. Mr. Irving, CEO.
Well, welcome crowd. Last week I was in Sacramento for the annual CASBO conference, their first time in person in the last couple of years. It's been a good amount of time in various sessions on everything running the gamut from child nutrition to facilities to, make sure that what we have planned for universal pre-K, universal meals, all these upcoming things that, we're moving with the right foot forward and everything like that. It was a good trip. Weather was cooperative, everything. Traffic was very nice. So yay for that. It's a long enough drive without having to wait. With the ribbon cutting last week at RES, our construction is nearing its close. Every day we're knocking more stuff. Contractors are knocking more stuff off the punch walk list, and finally get everything put together and ready for classrooms. Furniture was assembled and installed today, so that that piece we can cross that off. Lastly, the district has a lot of rapid tests for anybody that wants them. We're in addition to what we've received from county back in December, what the district has purchased, our partnership with California Public Department of Health, we've got an abundance of them. So even though things have seemed to level off in terms of being in the middle of a spike or a surge, we've got PPE tests, things ready in case anybody still wants them. If they feel, depending on their level of what their level of comfortability is with everything, just so, want to throw that out there so that I can, walk through my office without tripping over boxes. That is it for me.
Okay, thank you. Assistant Superintendent Leslie Lacey.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to announce that TK and K enrollment started on Monday. We've already had quite a few parents coming in and enrolling their students, so we've got a good start going for that. We did have 2 trainings today. One was for iRead for K-2 for teachers that may have needed for newer teachers that are using the system, or that for teachers that might have needed a refresher. And then we had a Read 180 and System 44 training as well. for the 3rd through 5th grade Read 180 teachers and the any of the secondary teachers that were using that curriculum were invited to attend. Tomorrow we'll have our DAC meeting via Zoom. It's from 3:30 to 4:30. If any parents out there would like to attend, the Zoom link is on the district website on the district's calendar. So if you just click on there, it'll have the Zoom link for the DAC meeting if anybody would like to attend. It also has the agenda and some of the other documents that we will be discussing. This coming Monday, I've set up for our teachers to come in and review some different summer school curriculums to give some input on what they would like to use this year, so I can get that ordered. So they'll have a chance on Monday from 1:45 to about 4:15 to make sure we have some time for the Tropico teachers to come. So it'll be for K through 8. And hopefully we'll have a good showing. We've already had some people say they'll be able to come. So I'm excited to see which one they like the best. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Assistant Superintendent Dan Hargis from Human Resources.
Good evening, everyone. We've been really busy over in HR. We have been posting and filling internal vacancies, and there's a little bit of movement, and then we repost and post until we finally get all of our spots filled. We also have many special ed paraeducator openings at all of our different school sites. So we are going to be holding some interviews tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to find some very qualified candidates to fill some of those spots. Our calendar committee, I did want to say thank you to everyone. We did meet last Thursday. We had a great meeting, and we were able to very quickly come to a consensus. We had, come with a different calendar with, some of the different things that we had talked about previously. So it went very quickly, and I'll talk a little bit more about that one. That is on the agenda. Congratulations to all of our classified employees of the year. At Roseman Elementary School, we had Gary Jones. Alternative Education, Vicki Heffler. Tropico Middle School, Cherise Gregg. Roseman High School, Cindy Benson. And for West Park, and also the District Classified Employee of the Year, Debbie Hasselton. So great job to all of those people. And that's it.
Thank you. Superintendent Gaines.
Okay, good evening, and I want to welcome everyone who's watching us this evening and also here in person. I wanted to give everybody some positive information this evening. We're not all the way there yet, but we did, as we plan to do some construction at Tropico Middle School in the near future or in the future. We did take a step closer today as we received approval by the California Department of Education to begin the planning for 28 new classrooms there, and restrooms. So very, very excited about that. That's one little step closer to actually getting us to meet the construction deadlines and all of that comes along with building 28 classrooms. I also attended last night the varsity boys basketball banquet at Guido's Restaurant. I want to thank Mr. Jim Bender, and I also want to thank Mr. Joe Bender. They really, really accommodated the team and their parents and siblings. We had some wonderful food and a great speaker last night, Mr. Atkinson. Mr. Ackerson, who used to be a coach here, who also works at Antelope Valley Community College, which I was very, very happy to hear that. Did an amazing job and really brought a message to our players of the importance of being team members and team players and the character and all of that. He did an outstanding job. I was somewhat motivated myself after hearing his speech. So, and I also want to thank Coach Tapia for everything he did for the banquet. And I want to thank our athletic administrator, now Mr. Ed Shevlin, for organizing the event. It was quite nice. I want to just say to everybody in the community who attended our ribbon cutting last week at Roseman Elementary School, just want to say thank you so much for coming out in the afternoon and making it such a special event. Received a few emails and even a card telling me how much they appreciated being there and seeing the Roseman Bell actually in a monument now. So I just want to thank everybody who came out. And last, I want to say to our parents that we are very quickly approaching testing season. I think the high school has started already. So parents, please make sure that during, you're going to hear from your children's schools, please make sure they are in attendance, they're there on time. Hopefully they've all had breakfast and they're ready to go to do their very, very best on our state tests. And I know that the teachers have been working really, really hard to prepare the kids this year for that test. So I'm looking forward to seeing some great results. So that's it for me.
Do we have any? Board members?
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Moore?
Thank you all for coming out. I wanted to say congratulations to the CSCA Employee of the Year. All of them, not just one of them, but all of them. I'm glad too, Jim, that we all talked and discussed and everybody decided on a calendar, because I was getting a little irritated, but I wasn't able to make it to that meeting, but I'm glad some of the things I suggested were put on there. And other than that, we're just nearing the end of the school year and it's about to get hectic, so good luck to everybody. And that's all.
Sunny?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I'm happy to see any of you. I know we got a lot of people, it's awesome, but I like it intimate as well, so it's very nice. And everyone that's listening as well, and congratulations to the teachers of the year or classified employees of the year. Well done. I really don't have anything today. I'm really sorry. I might be hungry too.
Thank you for your input when I asked you that question about the calendar at that time. That was something that helped bring the point apart that you wanted, and especially having the parents there at night. So I do thank you for that. We did push for that. Again, all our employees, classified employees of the year, and Mrs. Heselton, glad to see that she made it. So as the finalist, the ribbon cutting, we had a little, that was pretty neat. That's the first time I've been to a ribbon cutting with the district. I brought my wife along, who is a 20-year employee who retired from Roseman Elementary. She really enjoyed the festivities. The banquet, we've had two great banquets or two great speakers. I personally want to thank Tim Ackerson. I called and asked him if he would speak, and he was graciously accepted. And as Barbara said, it was a great speech last night, but we've had two great speeches from two great speakers. And one other thing that I don't think anybody mentioned, but I am going to mention, we had 4 students from Southern Kern who made the leadership thing that's in the paper. It was in the paper a couple of weeks ago. Want to congratulate them for being nominated, and the teachers, because some of the teachers did, so thank them. So they actually made the future leaders publication. So that's it for me. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming. I don't have a lot of They said it all. The only thing is, it was very nice to have the bell presentation. I learned a lot from Gretchen and from Byron Clinton. That bell can be documented at least 1927, possibly as early as 1816. Byron couldn't, he was too young to know that it was, if it was the original bell at the original site on that campus. So, but that's pretty cool to have it there. And I got to ring it, and I didn't get in trouble for it.
You really had to push hard to ring it though.
I know.
Somebody should have written the piece that.
Yeah, really. Okay, with that, do we have anything from the public?
No, we don't.
Okay. In that case, consent items A through H, does anyone have any discussion on it?
I move that we accept consent items.
Motion by Vince Litt,
Second.
seconded by Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. Changes in the contract, number 3, classroom kindergarten building extension at Roseman Elementary. Mr. Irving.
All right, so as I said during my report, we are nearing the end of construction. Unfortunately, the road here has been a little bit rockier than we had anticipated. So this change order number 4 encompasses the installation of the fire riser, the trash movement of the trash enclosure to and as connection to the fire alarm panels, where some equipment in the fire alarm panel needed to be updated or upgraded so that there was enough space to have the other new buildings tie in.
And these are all changes that were not on the original.
Yeah, none of these, these are all in addition to the original contract with Medallion.
Okay, I need a bid. All right,
And I also move that we accept.
do we accept? Seconded?
Second.
Pepper?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Motion by Vince Lynn, seconded by Pepper. All in favor?
Yeah, aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. Changes to the contract, 3 classrooms, kindergarten buildings extension at Rosewood Elementary, change order number 5.
All right, change order number 5 is regarding the shade structure near building J. It needed to be relocated a couple feet to one side so that the soil testing for the original spot we were gonna have it came back that it wouldn't be suitable for a shade structure, so they had to we needed additional testing done and just labor to,
It was recut packing and
Yes.
re-prepping.
yes.
Make a motion.
We have a motion
I'll second.
by Pepper and seconded by Vince Lynn. All in favor?
Aye.
Approve revised 22-23 calendar. Ms. Hartman.
Okay. So we started off with 5 calendars, and so this is calendar number 6, and it truly is a combination of all of the calendars. So some of the changes that are in the calendar is normally parent conferences would be this week right here, but we wanted to preserve the Thursday the 20th, which is the Great American Shakeout. So we moved the parent conferences just 1 week, so it'll be just a week later. So Thursday will be the parent conference day, and it'll be the previous schedule with 1 to 4 and then 5 to 8 with all of the teachers staying until 8 o'clock. Then this day would be just a local holiday day off and the minimum day prior. Thanksgiving break is the same. The only other difference with the calendar is instead of having spring break in March, we moved it down here. So now it connects to Easter.
that Easter holiday. And if you remember, we talked about how our attendance was much better when we had that Monday off. And then Tuesday, our attendance in most years hit about 95%. So we still have that because Good Friday being that CSEA holiday that we have to have off. It's not an extra day pulled out, which it was in the other calendars, because now it was hooked up to spring break. So we still have that Monday off afterwards. And those are really the changes. Kim Schmidt, thank you very much. She was on our calendar committee with me. And anything that you want to add on there or say?
No, just that one, we did have one holiday in February where it was, we had the day off and then we had a minimum day on that week, and those weeks are hard when you have a short week and then you have a minimum week in the middle of it, so we moved that.
So yeah, so it was here on the 22nd, and so then we just moved that, and we said, you know what, we have 24 minimum days, we really could put them anywhere as long as we follow our CSEA contract, which says that before spring break we have to have that holiday, before Christmas break, and we have to have that early release day for all of them. So other than that, and then our back to school nights are still up here, elementary, middle school, and high school. And we have all of those, and everything else pretty much stayed the same.
Do I hear a motion to accept the
I'll
calendar?
move to accept the calendar.
Motion by Vincelette,
Second.
second by Heffernan. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent.
Oh, Jim will be in, let Jim call me.
Approved resolution 21-22-16, authorizing necessary and appropriate action to declare rural status for proposal of exemption from Education Code Section 46148. Ms. Gaines.
Okay, in your packet, it's on page 110, you'll see that we have a proposal there, resolution, basically declaring Southern Current, the area of Roseman, as rural. The reason we are doing this is to prevent us from having to change the start time at Roseman High School. It would be primarily only Roseman High School that would be affected by this education Senate Bill 326, which basically says that no school can start beginning earlier than 8:30. And so all of our schools would be, are in the rural area. So this resolution basically says this does not apply to us because we are a rural area. If we started all of our schools at approximately the same time, that would give us a huge transportation issue, trying to deliver students to 6 schools at the same time. So this basically just says that this was created for us by our legal defense team, and we are saying that we are rural and that Roseman High School will continue to start at before 8:30, 7:30.
I was reading that, and it says that we have, if you are not a community of 1,000 people per square mile, you are considered rural. And Roseman has got 69 per square mile.
Oh,
Robert, did you have to do that study?
I did not, thankfully.
I was gonna say, wow, you did because we actually encompass our school district, 305.326 square miles? Okay.
And as you can see here, it's 69, a little over 69 people per square mile.
Yeah. I know we go from baseline all the way up to 220th or Yeah, I think it's 220th, because from 220th to Gorman is Neenah. They're like, I don't even know what that is. That's not by Gorman. But we do cover a lot of area. We go from Bacchus Road to Avenue A, all the way up to Baseline. And then we have a little pocket that Mojave did not want that we get. And that's over there off of Sop Road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, we get all the, from that side of the railroad, well, from Sierra Highway to all the area to the baseline, all the way to Purdy Road, which is where the dump is.
Yeah.
Everything from that line towards Roseman is ours.
Okay.
And it's surprising, there is a lot of kids out there.
You know, it's when I worked at Mojave and I drove the bus, that was my route. And I drove out there and I had a Southern Current bus every morning following me. There would be like 100 kids at each stop, 10, 20 get on mine, the rest get on Rosemont.
I know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of kids that come from that area.
It's a lot. You look out there, you don't see a lot, but you see 50
There's
kids at
a
each
lot of
stop.
houses
It's like,
on
wow.
the east side of that area.
Oh, yeah.
I know going down that Avenue B and going out to Fraser Mountain, and I'm sitting there and I'm behind Southern Current buses.
Yeah.
Trying to get to my ball games.
Okay, I need a motion to accept that.
Move, I said move.
Motion by Mr. Lett, seconded by
Dwayne.
Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the A2G calculation. Bah. Ms. Gaines,
Completion
Completion.
improvement grant.
I'm telling you, today I have not been able to speak. Ms. Lacy, would you take care of that, please?
Sure. The A through G Completion Improvement Grant, this is the grant that we brought to you at the last board meeting and had discussion on. At this board meeting, we're just asking that it be approved.
And what was that grant?
This grant was the grant for, that we put in place, it's $284,878. We put in that we would like to add an additional high school, college and career counselor that focuses just on ensuring students are completing their A through G requirements with grades above a C or above, like C and above. And if they did not, that they are able to retake those courses, either for a better grade or just to retake the course to get a better grade than an F. And then also, they would act as the CTE coordinator and helping in that area, coordinate field trips to different colleges and tech schools for students, have college and career nights at the school that they would be responsible for doing, helping increase the number of students that are in AVID courses, and recruiting students to help with attending concurrent enrollment with the colleges, and increasing that. So it really is a real focus on getting students ready for college and career.
Thank you. Any motion?
I'll make a
Motion
motion.
by Moore, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Hepburn. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. Hearing no public comment for the Roseman Association's proposal and reopening negotiations for collective bargaining agreement, reopener Sunshine proposal 2022-2023 school year. I move to recess for public hearing,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Vincelette at what time? 8:23. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the proposals? Anyone? Okay, then I will move on and we will resume to our regular meeting. I make a motion.
I'll second.
Second by Vincent, all in favor?
Aye.
One absent. At 8:24. Hearing and public comments on the Board of Trustees initial opener proposal with Roseman Teachers Association for the 22-23 school year. I need to make a motion to go to recess for that. Seconded by Mr. Vincelet. All in favor? Aye. At 8:24. Okay, any public comments on the district?
I guess I would ask one quick question.
Sure.
Item 3 of the district's initial proposal. The district reserves the right to reopen 3 additional articles with proper notice. We get that, we understand. But the question I got was, what is proper notice? What kind of time frame would we expect that if, okay, we want to open these 3 additional articles, would that be 2 days before you want to discuss it, 2 weeks? What's proper notice?
I really don't have an actual number of days for you, Jim, but I could say that we probably would be able to let you have that information within a week prior to our first negotiations.
All right,
We are discussing a couple of things that we may want to add to those 3.
all right, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. I will make a motion to go back to our regular meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. At
8:26.
8:26. Does anybody have any questions on personnel? Yes.
So if you look on page 5 and page 6, so we have a lot of teachers that have signed up to do summer school. So all of the people are correct, but in the column where it says salary, where their daily rate is, I used an outdated salary schedule. So we are going to bring all of these people back with the correct amount at the next board meeting, so I apologize for my error.
Okay, so are we,
All of the people are correct, it's just the salary portion that needed to be corrected.
right, but we can't take a motion on that portion of the personnel until we get correct numbers.
So that'd be,
So I will request a motion to accept all the others other than the summer school employment.
I'll go ahead and motion that.
Basically, that will include the volunteers that will be okay. So, is the motion made?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Vincelet, seconded by Ms. Hentner. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. And
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
You would be, I'll move in second.
Pepper made the motion, seconded by Mr. Vincelet. All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent.
8:20.
Next.